Hi, I'm Chef Carol, and some days I just get the urge to cook something. Generally, I like to keep a cookie around the house, and today I looked at a recipe. I've never tried it before. It's called Keto Cookie Brittle. I checked my pantry and I found the ingredients, which are as follows: 6 tablespoons of butter softened, 1/3 cup of swerve brown, 1/3 cup of swerve granular, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 3/4 cup almond flour, 1/3 cup sugar-free chocolate chips, and 1/4 cup of chopped pecans, which is optional. I have just preheated my oven to 300 degrees. I have a baking sheet pan lined with parchment paper. So what I'm going to do is, in a large bowl, beat together the butter and the sweeteners. Once I've beaten that together and they are fluffy, I'm going to add in the vanilla and the salt, followed by the addition of the almond flour until it's well combined. Then I'm going to transfer that onto that large parchment covered sheet pan, and I will spread it out and then cover it with another piece of parchment to smooth it out. And if you can, you may use your hands or a rolling pin. And you want it about 1/4 of an inch thick and make it as even as possible. Once that's complete, I'm going to sprinkle the top with chocolate chips and pecans. Bake that for 15 to 20 minutes until the edges are golden brown. Remove it and turn off the oven. Then let it cool for 10 minutes. Then I'll return it back to the warm oven for another 20 minutes. And I have to make sure that it doesn't become overly brown. And then I'll remove it and let it crisp up. Now, this is a recipe that I found on alldayidreamaboutfood.com. I'm going to give it a try. Stay with me. I've cooked the cookie brittle for 15 minutes. The edges are golden brown. I've turned off the oven and I will allow this to sit out and cool for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to return it back to the oven for another 20 minutes. And remember, I have to keep a close eye on it to make sure it doesn't become overly brown. I'll meet you back here. I return the cookie brittle back to the warm oven for 10 minutes. This appears to be brown enough for my satisfaction, and I think it closely parallels what the recipe called for, because it said, be careful, don't let it get too brown. Now, I'm just going to let it cool off, because you know when we work with almond flour, the cookie mixture tends to be very soft until it cools completely. I'll meet you back here at the cutting.